studies show that when unprepared children begin school behind, they tend to fall further and further behind. That's why many believe early childhood education is so important. We're talking about that today with Dean Wong, the Executive Director of IMUA Family Services, and Gemma Medina, an IMUA Director and preschool teacher. Hello, thanks for joining us.
Good morning, aloha.
Good morning.
Hi. Thanks for
Hello.
having us.
Gemma, why don't we start with you? What makes early childhood education so important?
I think that when children are that young, there's so much that they can learn. They're up to 5 years old is when most of the brain development occurs, and so we have this opportunity to help them learn.
It's true. You hear that all the time. They're like sponges between,
Absolutely.
newborn and 5 years old. I see here kindergarten readiness. What exactly is that?
Well, I think there's a big misconception among a lot of people that kindergarten readiness really means knowing their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. And while those are important skills, they're very isolated skills that will happen later on when a child has a strong foundation.
Okay, so what would you say is kindergarten readiness? If it's not the ABCs, what is it?
Well, a lot of it is just sort of the social readiness for kindergarten. When children have been exposed to preschool and they have that ability to learn to socialize with other children, get along, share all of those sort of basic elements that children learn through play, then they're more ready to learn by the time they get to kindergarten.
Absolutely.
And I can talk from my own experience. Yeah. My son was so ready.
Yeah.
I mean, he was tired of just being with mom all day.
Yeah.
And it also really helped him to learn about different circle time and paying attention in a group setting. So I
structure,
agree.
the formality,
Yes.
all of those essences that go into preschool.
It really helps with their self-regulation, which is an important factor when they enter kindergarten.
Yes, I agree. How does sending your child to preschool help with your child's development?
Well, a good preschool will focus on the development of the whole child. So we're looking at social and emotional development, physical development, as well as cognitive development. The opportunities that are presented in preschool really allow for an expansion on all of those areas of development. So social emotional would be the keystone for any good preschool program. And
like you've already said, 90% of a child's brain development happens before the age of 6 years old. And as you know, kindergarten now starts at age 6 here. And so that's such important years that we're missing out on if your children aren't involved in a preschool.
Wasted time.
Really important timing. Absolutely.
So what are some of the teaching philosophies at your preschool?
Well, our preschool is unique in the sense that it is an inclusion preschool. And what is meant by that is a specific curriculum that is designed to match the needs of children who are typically developing, as well as children who have some special needs that are combined and integrated into the same classroom. So as opposed to what we're sort of used to in the model where children with special needs are separated into their own classroom, this way a group of children are combined in a classroom and children learn together. The children with typically developing development will sort of learn skills like leadership and assistance and helping and all of those skills that are so important. That's right.
Yes.
And the special needs children will have typically developing behaviors to model themselves after, and that's so important for them as well.
And for the teachers, every child comes to us with special needs, whether they're typically developing or have this diagnosed special needs. So our role is to really differentiate their learning in the classroom and be able to present activities that are appropriate for all levels.
That's such a good point, because I've read about inclusion type learning programs, and some people are for it, some people are not. Right. But it's an interesting
it's a model that we're really focusing on and honing, and our goal is to educate other preschool teachers and early childhood professionals in the state of Hawaii to give them access to what we're doing at the school. Provide workshops, conferences, so that other people can take that model and utilize it in their own classrooms.
Just think of the long-term benefits too, you know.
One of the other things that we really focus on is the relationship building. So we're a relationship-based program where the first thing that we do is build a relationship with the child and the family so that those children then have a place of safety that they're coming from, that they can feel trusted and accepted to make mistakes and to try out new things and activities.
And that's what preschools should be, right?
Absolutely.
A lot of kids, of course, learn through play. Is that how you guys work?
Right, we're also play-based, and so some people see play as being sort of a break from learning, but really play is learning. That's what children are doing when they're playing, and it's the natural way that we learn things. So for us, we can embed certain things that we would like the children to learn into their play, rather than isolating those skills and teaching, flashcards and worksheets. The things that we would like them to learn, like literacy, are really embedded within the classroom environment.
It sounds like you guys are doing great work.
We're really focusing on early childhood and all of the, and being pioneers and sort of what are the next steps, what are the next progresses. And more than just sort of keeping it to ourselves on Maui at Imua Family Services, we're also looking at how do we take what we're learning for childhood development and putting it in the classroom, and how do we spread that to teachers across the state.
So another of our philosophies is that we are place-based, which basically means that we look at the local environment and the local culture and really infuse the classroom with that.
All right, thank you both so much for being with us. For more information on Imua Family Services, you can find that on our website, as well as today's interview. Thank you very much.